Extended deadline to file your 2025 taxes is quickly approaching. You have until May 1st following an extension due to Hurricane Helene.
The deadline may seem far away, but we're almost halfway through April, y'all. So joining us in the studio this morning to give several helpful tax tips is Allie Steffen with Capital City Financial Partners. Good morning, Allie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning.
So I know a lot of people are excited, maybe happy that the deadline was extended. Talk about that and talk about, the advantage here.
Yeah, so you do get an extra 15 days this year. So while that may not seem like a lot, it's a lot to some of us. So unfortunately, as we all know, we experienced a horrific event with Hurricane Helene. So the IRS did allow for us to have an extra 15 days for those that were affected, that were negatively impacted, to be able to accommodate them, to be able to fulfill their tax obligations during that recovery effort. So like I said, 15 days might not seem like a lot, but we do have until May 1st. So it's, a great opportunity to sneak in that last few tax returns, or to get that obligation fulfilled before it's too late.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, Allie saying I have not filed my taxes. Jamal admitted we haven't done ours yet. And sometimes when you think, of course, there's an extension, so you're thinking I have more time, but it's actually better to take advantage now earlier than later. So what are the first things you need to do when filing?
Yeah, so what I tell my clients all the time is get organized. The best thing that you can do to make your filing season better, to make your outcome better, is to get organized. Whether that's throughout the year, or whether that's at the end of the year once all those documents start coming in. Keep that folder, folder on your desktop or on your home desk, and collect all those documents like your 1099s, your W-2s, your charitable contributions, your mortgage interest statements, things like that. Make sure that we have thought through everything. At a minimum, look at what you did last year, what you had last year. It's a great reminder of, oh yeah, maybe I've forgotten something. Yes, I did forget something. Now let me go find it. By laying that groundwork, you're gonna just, like I said, have a more accurate and complete situation, more accurate and complete experience with your taxes. So.
Yeah, and it does help to kind of look back at what you did, prior years to this year. Talk about, as you help people prepare for, filing, what are some of the biggest mistakes you're seeing?
Yeah, so the most common overarching mistake that we see a lot as CPAs, as tax professionals, are our clients not communicating proactively with us. So what happens is a lot of times we enter into large transactions or have major life events that maybe we didn't go to our tax professional and have that discussion ahead of time, and now we're left with this big tax bill that we weren't expecting. So what we encourage our clients to do is pick up the phone, call us, email us, at least let us know what you're about to do so that we can prepare you and educate you on what to expect tax-wise. So again, just being proactive is the most important part about being tax efficient.
Absolutely. And as we said, that deadline is approaching, but Allie, what happens if I miss the deadline? What do I do now?
Yeah, so if you don't see yourself being able to file by May 1st, even this year, there is a extension that you can file prior to that deadline. So it allows for 6 months for you to then file your tax return by October 15th. Now, keep in mind, this is an extension to file, not an extension to pay. So any amounts that were due at May 1st that remain unpaid could accrue interest and penalties up and until the point that they're paid. So we want to make sure that we are aware of that. And if we aren't able to pay, that's okay, but just understand that there are interest and penalties that can accrue. But just make sure you get that extension filed before the deadline. That way, you give yourself some breathing room.
And, when you do file your taxes, what if you make a mistake? What do you do there?
It happens. It happens. It happens. Yeah, so don't panic. Number one, that's the most important thing. Don't panic. There are mistakes that happen. The IRS does have processes in place to allow for us to correct these mistakes. Sometimes if they're just minor mistakes like clerical errors, mathematical errors, things like that, a lot of times the IRS will correct them on their own and then issue you a notice saying, hey, we've corrected this on your tax return. We noticed that this was wrong, and here are the results. Sometimes there's no additional action needed in that case, unless you just need to maybe pay a little bit more tax or something. But if it's a larger mistake, like forgetting to report some income, maybe a 1099 came later in the mail than you were expecting, and oops, I already filed my tax return, you can amend your tax return. So it's called a 1040X. It's a Form 1040 amended return. And I would just suggest the sooner the better that you correct those mistakes and make that amendment. And then, of course, meet any tax obligations that comes with that amendment. But it's not the end of the world. We can fix it. So.
Absolutely. Allie, thank you so much for these great tips. I know they definitely helped me getting my taxes done for this year. Of course, we'll have all this information as well as information on Capital City Financial Partners on our website, wistv.com. They're located on Garners Ferry Road. So if you still need to file those taxes, make sure to visit their website or give them a visit. All right, stay with us. We got more Sunrise coming up after this.